Forgive my voice quality today. It's not been the best day, and I'm quite ill. But Tim's recent post on Troupe Style Play has dragged me from my lethargy and inspired me to think about something else. Troupe Style Play. This is something that I really enjoy, but interestingly, I find that players are divided on it. And I thought for a very brief video reply to Tim's video reply, I might talk about that a little bit. As he mentioned in his clip, I first stumbled across Troupe Style Play in Ars Magica. It may have existed before, but that's where I met it. And the key point there, the way it was presented there, was that every player at the table was running a mage, and they were also running different types of servants. And depending on what the story called for, it would be determined by the group which mage was going to be involved in which set of servants. And so all of these characters were main characters. They didn't have the same social level, but they were all your set, your stable of characters. And over time, of course, you grew attached to different ones of them. It wouldn't necessarily be the mage character. And I really liked that idea, and I've tried to implement it in different games, most notably during my long World of Darkness campaigns. This was something I tried to get at a lot. Every player had a character of each type, or several of the main types, and I could get at some very complicated and intricate plots through this method. And they would come in, and every once in a while I would surprise them by playing something that they weren't expecting. And today we're going to be playing your mortal characters, not your vampires or your werewolves or whichever. But not everybody reacted well to this. And I tracked it down to two reasons, although there may be more, and I'd like to hear some other thoughts on this. One reason was purity of experience. It wasn't that they were disinterested in the other optional characters. It was that having more than one character was a distraction from the internal experience of that character. Now remember, I'm talking about playing mainly with people who take simulationism as a default, and other types of play as a variation of that, however true that might be. Back in the old days. More recently, I've also experienced this just in terms of players who feel like they don't have the mental acuity or the attention span to be able to handle accurately representing more than one character at a time. It's not that they don't want to focus on them, they don't feel that they'll do a good job focusing on more than one, and so would prefer just to think about one. So, two sides of that coin. The other reason was bookkeeping. And I can get behind the other reasons because they're sourced primarily in role-playing, and I understand that purity of the experience, although I personally find I can have just as an intense an experience running multiple characters and considering multiple viewpoints. But perhaps that's just the game master in me speaking, as Tim mentioned. When you're just running one character as a player, initially that freedom is, well, it's thrilling, and then, yeah, there's a whole lot of waiting for some mental involvement that feels missing. So that's an excellent point. But yes, bookkeeping, not wanting to track all the details for these characters, even in rules-light games. So those are the two things, the two sources for player discontent, or reasons to be hesitant about trying Troupe Style Play, which I've encountered. How about the rest of you?